story time today. It's so good to see your smiling face. I'm Mrs. Karen, and if you look at what I'm wearing today, I'm ready to play a little bit of baseball, and I've got a hockey jersey on. I'm ready to play a little hockey, too. You know what? Hockey and baseball are games that we call sports. And today, we're going to talk about sports. How does that sound? Sports starts with this letter right here. This is the letter S. S makes a S sound, kind of like a snake. Can you make that sound with me? Let's try it. Very good. And here is the word sports. Sports starts with the letter S. Now, like I said, sports are games that we play. Sometimes we have special clothing we wear when we play the game. Like if I play baseball, I'm going to wear my baseball cap to keep the sun out of my eyes. If I play hockey, I might wear a hockey sweater or a hockey jersey. If I play football, I might have a heavy helmet that I wear to protect my head. There's lots of things that we wear when we play sports. Sports are fun. They're fun games that we play with other people in a team, usually. Sometimes you can play them by yourself, but it's more fun to play with someone else. Now, our story today is going to feature a special penguin named Sergio. And guess what? Sergio's name starts with the letter S. That's even better, isn't it? And here is Sergio. Our story today is called Sergio Saves the Game. And if you look at the ball that Sergio has right there, look at that ball. Do you know what kind of ball that is? Soccer, very good. I'll bet some of you play soccer too. Sergio loves the game of soccer, but he's not really good at it. What do you think is going to happen to Sergio when he tries to play soccer with some friends? Let's see. This story is called Sergio Saves the Game, and it's written and illustrated by Adele Rodriguez. And here we go with Sergio. Sergio loves soccer. Look at that. He's watching a soccer game on TV. And if you look at what he's got on his hand, he's got a big number 1 because he's so excited about his team. He has some things over here. We call these pennants. Those are team pennants to show the team that he's very excited about. Sergio loves soccer. He kicks, he jumps, defends, heads, butts, knees, shoots, and scores! A true star in his dreams. He's imagining himself as a soccer star. In the real world, he trips, falls, crashes, slips, slides, flips, sets, shoots, and scores for the other team. When he plays soccer with his friends, he's always the last one chosen. Here's Sergio. He's here with his friend to fish, and here are his other penguin friends. They're getting ready to play soccer, so they're choosing teams for soccer. And you know what Sergio's friends say? We'll take the fish. They don't want Sergio on their team. How do you think Sergio feels? Yeah, he's probably kind of sad about that. Mom, no one wants to play soccer with me. I always slip and fall, says Sergio. It's not you, it's all this ice, says his mother. Why don't you play ping pong instead? But I love soccer, says Sergio. Well, maybe you can try being the goalie. That's a very important position. Sergio loves the idea. He hops out the door and heads out to play. Oops! Ouch! Sorry. What happens when Sergio plays the part of the goalie? He has to stop the ball, doesn't he, from going into the goal, going into the net to score a goal? But he doesn't really want to stop it with his face, does he? Ouch. Don't worry, Sergio. Here is Sergio's coach, and he's going to encourage or cheer on Sergio. Don't worry, Sergio. I know you can do it. Our big game against the Seagulls is coming up. So remember, practice, practice, practice. And keep your eyes on the ball and your wings up. He practices hard for the big game, but as usual, Sergio has some trouble. Help, he says. He jumped up to try to stop a ball, and he ended up stuck in the net. I'm trapped. Ugh, he's taking a ball in the tummy. Must keep my beak down. Here, a ball came right at him, hit his beak, went over his head, and into the net. Being a goalie is a hard job, isn't it? Sergio keeps at it day and night, determined to be ready for the championship. Eventually, Sergio gets pretty good. Wow, cool, awesome. The big day arrives, and everyone comes out to see who will win the championship, the Penguins or the Seagulls. That's your goalie? He's tiny. This will be so easy. And there's Sergio in the goal, ready to play his part. The game has its ups and downs. Uh-oh, look at that. There's Sergio trying to stop as many points as he can. The Seagulls are big, but Sergio's team is feisty. It's not as easy for the Seagulls as they thought it would be. Sergio's doing a great job. During the game, Sergio saves one goal after another, but he loses one when he trips on his shaky tail and the ball bounces right into the net. Oh no! It's very hard for the Penguins to get the ball past the Seagulls' large wings, but they find a way to get one through. You see how they managed to make a score in front of the Seagull goalie? Right through his legs. In the end, Sergio's team is winning by one goal, and the Seagulls are down to their final penalty kick. They send out their biggest player to take the shot. The entire game is now in Sergio's wings. Sergio, you can do it! Don't be scared! And remember, keep your eyes on the ball. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think Sergio is going to stop that penalty kick? Let's see. As the final ball races toward the goal, Sergio remembers everything he has practiced. Eyes on the ball, head down, wings up. I have to stop this ball. Oh, well, he stops it all right. Do you see how he stops it? Right there with his beak. The ball goes right on his beak. Sergio's teammates lift him up on their shoulders. They have finally beaten the Seagulls and won the championship. The entire team celebrates and cheers with joy. Sergio tries to cheer too, but all he can say is, isn't that silly? And Sergio is truly, finally, a star. Look at that. He did a great job, didn't he? Even though he stopped the ball with his nose. He really is a true star, isn't he? Sergio's coach kept telling him to practice, 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 and that's what we have to do when we want to get really good at anything, either a sport or a craft or an activity. I have some sports right here. I'm going to move our letter S and I'm going to move our word sports out of the way. And these are names of different sports that we're going to play a little game with. Now, here is the word soccer, and then we have the word baseball, and the word golf, and hockey, and tennis. How about bowling, and basketball, and football, and volleyball? Now, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you something that you use to play these games, and you tell me if you can name the sport that goes with that piece of equipment. Are you ready? We'll try one. This is a piece of equipment that we use when we play a game. Now, if you were watching the pictures in our story today, I'll bet you saw Sergio playing the game that used this ball. Do you know what it is? if you said soccer, you are absolutely right. Here is the word soccer, and soccer is going to go with our soccer ball. We're going to put that right over here. Now, you ready for another one? Let's try this one. This is a game that uses this ball. It's bounced up and down, and the player takes it, bounces it up, all up and down, all the way through a court. And at the very end of the court, there's a basket that's high, high, high up that the player has to try to get this ball in. Do you know what that game is? Basketball. Very good. Here is the word basketball, and that's the word that goes with this ball. We'll put that one up here. How's that? Now let's try, how about a little ball? Let's see if you know what this ball is. Now this is a very small ball that is used out on a field that's green that has holes spaced way far apart. And the player that uses this ball has to use a special stick to hit the ball along the grass into a special hole. Do you know what sport this is? This is a golf ball, and it is used for the sport called golf. There is the word golf, and we'll put it with our little golf ball. It's the smallest ball we've seen so far, isn't it? Let's try another one. Are you ready? How about this one? This ball is used in a game that has the ball is hit with a racket, and the player hits the ball over a net to another player on the other side of the court. And that player has to also use a racket and hit this ball back to the first player. And they take turns hitting the ball back and forth over the court. Do you know what game this is? Is it baseball? Kind of looks like a baseball, doesn't it? It's not baseball, though. It's tennis. Very good, tennis. Tennis is a fun game that people play anywhere. That is the word tennis. Let's put our tennis ball over here by our basketball. Are you ready for a tricky one? I've been showing you equipment that are all balls. How about this thing, though? This is not a ball. The player that uses this also uses a stick to hit this, but they don't hit it on green grass. They hit it on frozen ice. Do you know what this is? You're absolutely right. It's a hockey puck. Very good. This is for the game hockey. And there is the word hockey. We're going to put that right with our hockey puck. You are doing a great job. You know that? You are doing a fantastic job guessing and knowing all these sports. Now, here's another thing. Here's another piece of equipment. We call it a ball, but it's not round like our other balls. It looks like this. That's kind of a different shape, isn't it? This is a piece of equipment that's used in a special game called football. Very good. In football, the players have to try to get this ball all the way to the end of the field, and then they score a touchdown. Then, in the meantime, the opposite team has to try to stop them or tackle them to keep them from getting the football down to the end of the field. You're absolutely right. This is a football, and this is the word football. I only have a couple more. Are you ready? Let's try this one. This one is a black and white ball, kind of like the soccer ball, but this one is not played on grass. Sometimes you can play it outside, but usually this game is played inside, and the players take turns hitting this ball over a very high net. It's sort of like tennis, except they use their hands and not a racket. You can play it outside, maybe in the sand or in your backyard, but this is, do you know what this one is? This is a volleyball. Very good. This is a volleyball, and there is the word volleyball. And we're going to put that right here, and we'll put our volleyball right here. Look at, we're filling up our board with all kinds of sports. We're going to try another one. How about this one? This is a ball. It's usually much bigger than my picture here. This ball has 3 holes in it that you put your fingers in. And you take this ball, you use this ball at a special place called an alley. And your job is to put your fingers in that ball and then roll the ball down a long alley and knock down some pins at the end of that alley. Any idea what this is? Bowling ball. Very good. This is the word bowling. And here in Harvard, we are very lucky because we have an awesome bowling alley where we can go and play bowling almost any time of the year. It's called Jay's Lanes, and they have a really nice place to go bowling, right? Now I have one more, and this word goes with my last ball, and it is a baseball, right? Do you notice how it looks very much like a tennis ball? Oops, I lost one of my sports. It looks very much like a tennis ball, but it's a little bit different because it's got sewing here, or what we call lacing. But the tennis ball is fuzzy, and it just has these little divots in here in the fuzz. So this is a tennis ball, and this one is a baseball. Very good. So look at all of these sports, and I'm going to grab my football that fell down. And let's see, we have a basketball and a baseball and golf and hockey and football and bowling and volleyball and tennis and soccer. Those are all fun sports. I'll bet one of those are even a sport that you like to play. Now, are you ready to see what we're going to make today? When we are watching somebody play a game, any one of these sports, or maybe one that we didn't list, it's very exciting. We want to cheer them and say, hooray, go team. And in our story, you saw one of the things that Sergio had was he had a little pennant on his TV. The pennant is what we can we can wave to cheer on our team and say, go team. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make a pennant so that you can cheer on your favorite team, no matter what sport they play. Now, I made my pennant out of, can you see what I made it out of? Yep, I made it out of a pencil. It's a brand new pencil. It doesn't have a sharp point on it. So I don't want that sharp point because I don't want to hurt somebody or poke somebody accidentally when I'm cheering for my team. So I'm going to use a brand new pencil and use it for my pennant. Now I'll show you a list of things that you'll need to make your own pennant, and then we'll make one together. How does that sound? Go team. I'll see you in a minute.
Now that you've got your supplies together, let's make a Go Team pennant. The first thing you're going to need is a pencil. Make sure it's an unsharpened pencil. That means that the part of the pencil where you normally would write has not been sharpened into a point. We're going to use that end to hold our pennant. You can set your pencil off to the side and then get your white piece of paper for your pennant. Now, to make your pennant, you can make it any size you'd like, but you want to cut a triangle that's long and skinny, but make sure at the end of the triangle you keep a little bit of straight area, almost like a large rectangle. This is the part that's going to wrap around your pencil to make your pennant. Now, let's make our pennant and decorate it any way we'd like. I'm thinking about Sergio, and I think Sergio would say, I love soccer, because we know Sergio loves soccer, right? Now, you can be like Sergio and write, I love soccer on your pennant, or you can write whatever you would like. Maybe you don't even want to have words on your pennant. You can make it any way you would like. Now, I'm going to draw some soccer balls on my pennant. Usually, a soccer ball is black and white, but I'm going to make my soccer ball any colors I would like. So I'm going to draw some squarish shapes on my soccer ball, and then I'm going to color them in. This one I'm going to color purple, and I think I'm going to color another soccer ball. What color should I use next? Maybe blue. I think blue sounds good. I'm going to make another soccer ball right down here. I'll start with a circle and then make some different shapes so it looks kind of like a soccer ball does. I don't know if this is exactly the way a soccer ball would look, but it looks like one to me, and I'm happy with it. That's the important thing. So I'm going to color those shapes in, and let's see, I think that looks like a soccer ball. I'm happy with my pennant the way it is right now, so now I'm going to put it on my pencil. To do that, I'm going to flip over my pennant, and in this flat, straight area, not the triangle area, but in this flat, straight area, I'm going to put some glue all over that straight area. Crank up my glue stick and put lots of glue right there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pencil, and on the end that's not the eraser end, but the pencil end, I'm going to put my pennant, and I'm going to put just a little bit on it, and then I'm going to roll the pennant right around my pencil so I have it all around at least one time. And now I can see my design. I love soccer. And here is Sergio's pennant, ready to say, "Yay, go team! I love soccer."
Yay! Are you ready to cheer on your team? Maybe it's a baseball team or a football team or a hockey team. Go team. I hope you had fun making your pennant, and I hope you had fun talking about all different kinds of sports and playing our guessing game. And I hope you enjoyed our story about Sergio and how he saves the game. Thanks for coming to story time with me today. I look forward to seeing you again next time. Until I see you again, whether it's at story time or at the library, keep on reading lots of good books. I'll see you again soon. Bye.